Good. Hey guys, and welcome to episode 75 of the Garage Athlete Show. I am joined once again by the one and only Daniel Frazier. I've got your name right this time. And I'm going to cancel that off so that we're not echoing. So yeah, we're back, hopefully. I wanted to there's just been a few issues, I think, in both our calendars, like recently, between me, you and Rachel, like a lot has been going on the past few months, and it's just been a bit of a nightmare to find a time when when any of us can kind of get on at the same time. So how have you been doing? I've seen you've been gigging quite a bit with your drumming.
Yeah, good man. Just got loads of drumming. Yeah, pretty much gigging every weekend, which is lovely. Good fun to get back out and doing that again, and then back into some sort of routine with lifting. It's very different to how I used to train, but I'm enjoying it. Doing more kind of like body part splits and doing that kind of stuff instead of a squat, deadlift, bench day. I've tried squat and deadlifting, like various variations and stuff. It's just rubbish. Just like I tried squatting earlier, even like high reps. I was just like, no, just pain is. Yeah, it's just all the same shit. So I'm just gonna have to become a king at split squats, or try and move things around in the gym again and make a fucking leg press work or a hack squat. I might have to buy a leg press. I don't know where I would put it. I don't know how I'd make it fit, but I think I might need a leg press, or just join a gym where I can use one, or just be like, you know what, I don't need giant quads. Like, just not do it. I might just become like one of them dudes that don't train legs. Like, that might work.
Yeah, just become a pinhead. Johnny Bravo.
Johnny Bravo. Yeah, that's the look I'm going for. That's a good look.
Well, for me at the moment, that's literally because obviously at my last competition, the feedback was basically you need a bigger upper body. My legs are good.
Quite good legs, yeah.
For my height and weight, basically my legs overpower my upper body.
Yeah.
Because like I was on stage with guys that were like a good, probably only 1 or 2 kilos heavier, but my legs were all bigger than them. So they might have 4 or 5 kilos on their upper body on me. So it just makes me look a lot smaller. So like my split at the moment is 4 days upper body, 1 day lower body.
Okay.
But that 1 day lower body is fucking brutal. Have you ever used a pendulum squat?
Yeah, I enjoy them.
Yeah, a banded pendulum squat makes 40 kilos feel like well over 100. Like, it is absolutely. I've posted it a few times on my story where I'm literally, because I've got one working set, so it's taken that working set to absolute failure, and I literally just wobble out of the pendulum squat and feel like I'm gonna collapse. But yeah, I'm training probably 50% from home and 50% from the gym. So it's 2 to 3 days at home, depending on my work schedule, and then 2 to 3 days in the gym. I'm enjoying being back in a gym. Like, I pay a little bit more money and travel a bit further to go to a nice gym, like, because I'm choosing to go there now rather than like I have to go there to train. Like, I'd rather pay a slightly premium price to go to a nice gym that I enjoy training in, that has got the equipment that I need, the staff are nice, rather than going to a pure gym, paying 12 quid a month or whatever it is, and just fucking hating my life when I'm in there, because I may as well just train at home. But yeah, I'm enjoying it. Like, the gym that I go to is pretty much, it's probably 2,000 square foot, but it's a personal train. Basically, it's a personal training studio that they've opened like a world-class bodybuilding gym, like, on top of it. They've got 13 to 15 PTs there, and every single one of them is busy. They won't take on a new PT until all the existing PTs are like full. So it means that the PTs are happy, or the members are happy, because the majority of them are using a PT, so getting their results. And it's just a nice atmosphere as well, because like the minimum membership's like 50 quid a month. So you don't get the local dickheads that are going to come in and trash bars and throw weights around and just be arseholes generally.
Yeah. Oh, that's it's good. I kind of miss the gym a little bit. Like, like I love my home gym. Don't get me wrong, I train there at the moment like 5-6 times a week. But there was just something about like I've always felt happy in a gym, comfortable. Like I love gyms training. But I never felt like intimidated or problems or anything. I guess yeah, I do kind of miss that a little bit. The gyms, like even like a commercial style gym, just it's just funny some of the stuff that goes on. You're just like, what the fuck? Like, but like it's like
Just
yeah, it
even
does.
just nodding to the receptionist and saying hello, and just having
Hello.
some just speaking to some people that aren't paid to speak to me. Like that's the only thing with like being online or completely working from home. It's literally the only people that I was seeing was my wife, my kids, and like clients that are paid to be there. And it was just a bit like one thing that I wanted to do when obviously gym, when everything opened up after like the last lockdown, is I made a commitment that right, I need to get out and spend time around people. Like I'm naturally an introvert, but there's levels to it, and just only seeing those same like 5 faces like day in day out for months was an interesting experience. How are the twins? Because are they both they're childminders now, aren't they? Because are
Yeah, they're
they
good. It's just brutal. Like
brutal?
still insanely hard. But you know, we're doing the best we can do. They're sweet. They're running around the place now and saying a couple of words. But yeah, they're very cute. Just hard gains thieves. Yeah, they
Gains thieves.
yeah, just still stealing all my gains. But they're all right. Just yeah, I swear my back's in worse condition now than it was freaking years ago. Deadlifting. Yeah, but I blame the twins. But no, they're all good, man.
So I'm
Yeah.
guessing that's going to be your last. Is that going to be your last kids?
Oh, why
Or
would you even
yeah.
ask that? Yeah. I'd rather cut my own dick off than have another kid. Like, fuck that, man. Like, no. Like, I want to do things. I don't want to have any more children.
Yeah.
How's Willa get on?
So I don't know if you can see in the camera, my face is currently covered in scratches because she's got into the thing now of because her speech isn't. She's nearly 4 now. She can speak, but she like it's almost like slurs her words. She's not got like perfect speech, so sometimes it's quite hard to understand what she's saying, and then she gets frustrated. And because we like play fight, when we're play fighting, she'll try and like scratch me or pretend to bite me.
Yeah.
And like, because I can see it coming, I can stop it from happening. But if we're just talking and she gets frustrated, like she'll just literally just scratch me. And it's like, and she goes for my eyes. So yeah, it's she's in an interesting stage at the moment. So and like if she loses a temper, she will literally full on scream in your face. And it's a bit like, I can't believe like this child is like bipolar. She must be like there's
Yeah,
something
kids
going
are
on here
like
that's
that.
not quite
No,
right.
kids are like that. You just think, what is wrong with you? Like,
Yeah.
it's a bit frustrating,
So
really. Yeah.
well, she goes to school in September. So
Yeah.
hopefully, well, I will basically get a bit more of my life back in September because at the moment, obviously, I'm still watching her on a Monday and a Wednesday, and then trying to work my work around her schedule and Natalie's schedule. Whereas in come September, basically, I'll be able to work from like 9 till 3 Monday to Friday, which just gives me a little bit more structure, kind of like back in my day. It means that I can do things with my business that I've been putting off for like 3 years now. But yeah, should be fun. Like I'm looking forward to it, but I'm dreading it at the same time because like as much as she pisses me off at the moment in terms of trying to scratch my eyes out, like that time we get to spend together on a Monday when it's just me and her is amazing. Like she only really gets frustrated and angry like that when mum's here. And I don't know why. Like when mum's here, she's just desperate to be around Natalie. When it's just the two of us, we got on fine. And because we've had now that one-to-one time now for like 2 years, like I think it's because I'm here all the time. So like when I was away on my stag do, apparently Willow was asking for me all the time. because she's not used to be not being here. Yeah. How's Claudia? She's at school, isn't she?
Oh yeah, Claire's been at school for like 2 years now. She's alright, man. She's just fucking mental. We made her do a mini mile at the weekend. She's really good actually. Like she's very athletic. I'm quite lucky. She's good at all that kind of stuff, but she like ran. She kind of sprinted most of it. And I was like, slow down, you won't be able to finish it in one go. So she had to take a couple of breaks, but she proper like just sprinted around the whole thing. Like really,
Oh, really?
for it. Yeah. But yeah, she's wonderful. Yeah, another freaking another like hard one. She's like sounds a bit like, with a not so much the scratch in your face and kind of that, but just like mood swings and that. But she's
Yeah.
good. Yeah.
I think
yeah,
kids are just generally. Well, so apparently, so Natalie's obviously got 2 boys, and they were nothing like this. Like nothing like this.
I think
Up,
women.
whereas the girls are.
Yeah, they
just,
seem to feel things a lot more than boys. Boys just seem to like fight or just get in a grump, whereas girls seem to like really. It's hard. But beautiful little women with raising hair. Yeah. I'm a dad. It's all good, man. But yeah, so what's the crack with your training? You got a show? Are you just building or what?
So I'm not competing again now till 2023. So I had a call with Jake the other day and we like laid out my plan basically until finals next year, which will be October, November time. So I competed last November. Was pushing up body weight until March, did a mini cut throughout March. So like in 4 weeks, I dropped, I think it was 5 or 6 kilos. Then got married in the middle of April and pretty much put most of that weight back on. My weight's now sat at between 78 and 79 kilos. So we're going to be pushing up body weight again to the mid 80s and then doing a mini cut in like September, October time to pull some of that off. Then do another little mini push up from November, December into January. Do a bit of a tidy up in January and then start prep again in March time. So I'll be prepping from March basically through to November. So a long old dieting phase again. Like my body quite consistently loses a pound a week. So we want me to be like just under 80 kilos, kind of like at the start of prep. And then to be basically coming into the first shows in like September time, like as lean as I was in November last time, so that we can then either be reversing me back out of the diet coming into the finals, because obviously then you're fuller and you look bigger. That's the ideal situation. So up to now, it's literally just been concentrating on getting as strong as possible. Like I took the 50 kilo dumbbells, was pressing those for like sets of 5 or 6. And then I got a bit of an injury in my left trap. So I had to drop everything back down, go back into working through full range of motion. And it's just building that strength back up now. And then we're going to probably push volume on this next kind of like growth phase rather than maximal strength, because I've maxed out a lot of my strength potential in those rep ranges. I don't think I'll be going from 50 kilo dumbbell pressing up to like 55s or 60s anytime soon, but it's just chasing those extra reps here and there.
Yeah, makes sense.
What about, as you said, your training wise, is it literally just doing what you can just to kind of keep moving at the moment?
Yeah, I'm kind of doing like, what do push Monday, legs Tuesday, pull Wednesday, push Thursday. Normally do like a strongman-y cardio thing on a Friday, or legs as well. Maybe do both. And then I do like back again on Saturday. And then that's about it really, yeah. So around sort of like the 6 weeks. Do that kind of shit. But yeah, it's cool. It's just like I'm enjoying it again. Like I've finally managed to get the space to do it. and actually be able to train again. Yeah, because I had so long off, I just forgot how to lift weights. So it's nice to get back into it again. Yeah, and train for like, it must have been like, so the longest I've ever gone in my adult life. It must have been like 8-9 months, maybe
Oh
more.
wow.
Just didn't do anything. Just
It's one of
fell
those that I
apart.
think you probably needed to take that time away, just because, as you said, you've had to make a transition in your training. And if you just kept kind of trying to flog that dead horse of how you were training before, I think by taking some time away and then kind of coming back into it and then training in a new way, you've been able to kind of get that passion for training back, and that
Yeah, I
you're
just wasn't
enjoying
able
the
to.
training again, rather than being like, oh, I can't train in the way that I want to train.
Hmm.
It's now, oh well, I'm back in here and I'm now training how I want to train. It's different because I'm not necessarily like peaking for a powerlifting meet or things like that, but I can go in and I call them dick about sessions. Like when you go in and you do exercises that you enjoy. You're not particularly logging, you're not training towards a specific goal. You're literally in there because you love fucking training. Like, I think a lot of people forget that that's where it should start. Like, if you want to train and you want to train for the long term, you've got to learn to love training itself. Like, I started bodybuilding because I fucking love training. I love throwing weights around. I love that semi-painful feeling of when you take a set to like near failure. And I enjoy the process. It feels weird when I don't train because it's part of my lifestyle, and I genuinely enjoy being in there. It's my hobby is to train. And I think a lot of people are always looking at it as in, I'm training to get this, I'm training to lose weight to look good on the beach, or I'm training to do this or do that. And that's why they then struggle with motivation, because we don't need motivation to train. We train because we enjoy it. The training itself is the motivation.
Yeah, I think that's right. Yeah, training is a part of your life. It's good to just fucking lift things, do things. Yeah, I mean, I've kind of got back into a routine again. I pretty much do the same thing every session. I have done for the last like 4 or 5 weeks. I'm just like, if I can keep adding a rep or like 2.5K every week, then I'm not going to change it. So
Yeah.
I mean, I know there's a trend sometimes to like go all over the place with your training because it almost seems like I'm advanced. I shouldn't be like doing the same thing every week. But I'm kind of like, if you're still making progress, you might as well just keep adding 2.5 kilos. Like ride that wave for as long as possible, I think. But yeah, that's kind of what I'm doing. It's lovely to be back in environment lifting again, and I've put another wood chipboard thing on the wall, which is nice, and then I've leveled the floor a bit, and then I've got everything off the floor in the gym on the wall, which has been really nice. And then, well, have I bought anything new in the gym? No, I haven't bought anything new. Just tidied it all up, which is cool. And then I'll probably set a couple of plates because I'm not going to deadlift 300 anytime soon, or if ever again.
Yeah.
So I might as well get rid of a few plates actually. So I might have a little sell of a few things.
Yeah, I need to get in the gym and just sort of like there's like the Olympic adjustable dumbbells. I just don't use them because I've got a set of dumbbells now. Like I could have stuck those on Marketplace or on eBay or whatever like ages ago, and I've just not got around to it. There's loads of like little cable attachments and just bits that I just don't use. I need to get, it's one of those things, it's on the to-do list to kind of go in there and kind of like clear it out. I just never kind of get around to do it. Something more urgent tends to come up. So in terms of like, is there, as you said, you were thinking about like a leg press is kind of is like leg machines the next thing. Have you seen any of these like leg extension, leg curl things that
Yeah, I've
like
seen them. They're
attached
great,
to
but
your...
like they're quite expensive for what they are. And I'm like, is it that important to? I think if I had like 400 or 500 quid or whatever they cost to drop on it, then yeah, I'd get one. But I'm a bit like, I don't want to spend that much on something which to me isn't that important. Like leg
I meant
extensions,
the attachments that go onto your rack.
yeah, they're cool. I mean, I did buy a dip attachment, but I bought the one with the wrong pin size, so I had to sell it because it just didn't fit. So I will get around to buying a dip attachment because I think triceps curl is a very neglected muscle group for me. It's a big weakness in my pressing. So I'm kind of like the way I'm training at the moment is mainly focused on triceps and shoulders. And then I always train my chest, apart from one day, my chest after doing my shoulders or triceps. So I'm definitely going to get some dip handles, I think. But yeah, I'm liking attachments. I don't think I get one of those leg extensions. My prone leg curls working really well with the bench and the cable attachments. I'm going to carry on with that. I might get jammers, but I'm not so sure. It's one of the things like they're fun. I don't need them, but I might just buy them because they look nice. But I think it's almost like I think everyone's quads are probably too strong in comparison to the hamstrings anyway. So for me, leg extensions like I don't think you really need to do them unless you're trying to put in some detail to your legs or I don't know. I think some people maybe need them, but I would say most people, yeah, I think you need to do hamstring curls or some
Yeah.
form of what do you call it? It'd be flexion, was it? Yeah, some kind of knee flexion because no one does it. Like no one does it in their training, so it's a very neglected area of your training. Like God, my hamstrings are weak as piss. Like I could squat like I think 275 was my best, but then God, I struggled with like 30 kilos on a hamstring curl for
Really.
like reps. It's just it's just crazy the imbalance. So but that's something I'm trying to bring up a bit and help with there. So I think you could definitely do leg curls. I think are important. I think if like the leg machines, the seat ones, they're cool. Like, I had a leg extension leg curl. It was mint, and it worked. It was actually real. I was surprisingly surprised at how well it worked. But for the floor space it took up, it was like I don't want it. Like I know it's good to have. I think if I had the double garage, yeah, I'd probably keep it. But I was like, nah, for you've always got to be thinking in your gym, like for the space you have, are you happy with it? Does it bring you happiness? Like, have you used it? For example, I had a strongman log. I loved it. I hadn't used it in about a year. And I was looking at it. I was like, this is actually upsetting me looking at this piece of equipment. It's not getting used. So I sold it. So there's always someone else that wants your equipment. And it's the same with the plates. Like I've got tons of plates. I'm like, I don't think I really need them at the moment. So I might move them on. But yeah, sometimes you have like knee-jerk reactions when you get rid of things, and you're a bit like, I probably shouldn't have sold that. But like most of the time when you sell things, it kind of ends up funding something else. So it's good to.
Have you seen those monkey feet contraptions?
Yeah, can you get them in the UK now? I might get one of those.
I can send you one because I don't use it because I've got a leg extension, leg curl on my bench, and I don't train legs at home at the moment. So they only sent me one to review. So if you like them, just buy another one.
Yeah,
So you can use them on
send it
both
over,
feet.
mate. I might get one of those tibialis razors things. Have you seen
Yeah,
them? You know, the knees over toe guy, which exploded. I
yeah.
think I might get one of them because, well, I've got shit cars, but I don't know. I think now I'm of an age where things have started to hurt quite a lot if I'm not careful. So maybe it's a good idea to do some more prep. I actually used my sled the other week on the grass outside my house. It was brilliant. I was like, I'll be using this again.
That's one thing. When we move, I want a bigger garage and a bigger garden so that I can do things like sleds and that sort of stuff. Because I find that like sleds and like slam balls and things like that for cardio so much more interesting than just sitting on
Yeah.
a bike.
Oh, it's great. Bike's fucking boring as shit. I don't know with you, like, do you find, I don't know what your coach says either, do you find you don't want to do the ball slams, the barrel ropes, and that stuff, because it could be potentially fatiguing for your sessions with weights, so you just get on the bike or walk? And I think there is good merit in that. I think if you look at most top level bodybuilders, they'll just walk or cycle. But then for me, I'm kind of like, I don't care. Like it's more fun and it's probably better for Gen Pop or athletes or anyone else. Like I think you're probably better off doing that kind of like moving and throwing stuff around. But yeah, but I think if
Well,
I had
you've
a
nailed it
show,
exactly on the head there in terms of during prep, it's like, yeah, you're trying to limit what do you call it, fatigue. But things like when it's a mini cut, like, and you're literally just trying to burn as many calories as possible, like, because you're only doing it for say 2-3 weeks, you don't need to worry about fatigue because you'll take a deload afterwards anyway. Then like doing some HIIT training as well as doing some steady state to burn calories is going to be beneficial because you're just going to burn so much more in a short space of time because you're trying to get in, out, kind of like get it done. And I think for the average person, like HIIT training is so much better time-wise, just because somebody doesn't want to be sat on a bike for half an hour or sat on a cross trainer for half an hour as kind of like part of their day.
I just hate sitting on the bike at cross trainers. But I even went I did that mini mile with Cloda, and it was mint. I was like, oh, maybe I'll do a half marathon. That could be pretty fun. I was like, this is all right actually. You get that buzz of being around everything and moving. So,
have you read or listened to David Goggins' book?
No, I know him well, but no,
crazy mother. Like in my first prep, that book got me through like my final like month or two, because when it was really hard in the first time, and you're like, this crazy motherfucker ran an ultra marathon having like not trained and was at like 250 pounds as a power lifter, like, and basically ran until he shit himself. Like he and it was just like, okay, if he can kind of go through that level of self-induced pain, like I can get through these last few weeks of dieting. But like, I think when you're dieting, your mindset is that maybe I'll try that. Maybe I'll try like a triathlon, or maybe I'll try like going and running a marathon. And then you start eating food again. And you go, that's crazy. I'm not fucking doing that. Why would I?
Yeah, I find it kind of like encouraging that whatever you've done and it's hard, someone else has done something much harder. Like, yeah, I quite like that.
Same. Makes the crazy things that I do with diet and training seem kind of
yeah. I mean, it doesn't put it down. It's still really tough and it's hard, but it's got to be done, mate.
Definitely.
All right, anything else, or should we call it a day and then we'll start getting some guests lined up again?
Yes. So yes, to anybody who is watching or watching this back, we are going to try and get a little bit more regular with this, and we'll be getting some guests on. I know Dan has some good contacts, and I will be reaching out to some of mine. And we'll probably do a Q&A session once a month, I reckon, at max, because I don't really want to be answering shed loads of questions every week. But yeah, we'll get a question box into the group once a month for you guys to ask any health, fitness, training, home gym related questions. So thank you to everyone who's watching live, and thank you to everyone who is listening back on the podcast, and we will see you all soon.
Awesome, mate. Take care, guys.